an athlete, sometimes you can be confronted by two realities. On one hand, it is true that having a slower eccentric increases muscular development. It can actually target the fast twitch fibers better than other rep style. And of course, for strengthening the tendons, it is positive. On the downside is when you have a slow eccentric, then that stretch reflex is not potentiating as much. Studies done at the Westside Barbell has shown that in advanced athlete, the faster you go down, the faster you will go up afterwards. I say advanced athlete because athletes who are, or beginners that are of a lower level, when they are doing that fast eccentric, it can actually cause an inhibition because there is so much force produced at the bottom when you're catching that rebound that it increases the activation of the Golgi tendon organs, your own protective mechanism which prevents your muscles from producing maximum force. Basically, when the GTOs sense that you're producing too much force, it wants to protect you against yourself, shutting down force production so that you don't tear apart your muscles. So when you are working with a beginner, trying to catch a very strong rebound in the bottom can actually decrease performance. Whereas with an advanced athlete who has the muscle mass, who has the tendon integrity, when you have that faster eccentric and the last part of the movement, you can accumulate more potential energy that you can use to produce more force. So now when you're an athlete, you're faced with a conundrum. Do I go slow to build more muscle, strengthen my tendons, have better technique, or do I go faster to get a better stretch reflex and produce more force? Well, the answer for many of us might actually be pretty obvious. You're going to combine both. The first 3/4 of the range of motion will be done fairly slowly, maximizing muscle tension. And the last quarter of the range of motion, you will speed up the descent to increase that acceleration, that force created at the turnaround point so you can produce maximum force. So Tony is going to demonstrate what it looks like. So the first 3/4 is going to be done at, let's say, a tempo of 4 seconds down, creating maximum tension, and the last quarter accelerating on the way down to catch a stretch reflex. And then boom. Yeah. Stay tight, stay tight. Boom. Yep. One more. Boom. Good. What you notice on the first rep is that, and that's the tendency that you will see among your athletes, is when you are going from slow and tensed to fast to catch the rebound, the tendency will be to relax the core muscles to be able to produce more stretch reflex. Basically, your body transforms from a baseball bat into a whip. You want to avoid that because, yes, you want to loosen up the lower body to catch that acceleration, but you don't want to loosen up the core so that you don't have strength leaking out. So we'll do one more. Tight, and boom. Yep, so staying tight in the midsection. Boom. Yep, exactly. Boom. Good. Perfect. So that is the rep style that I recommend during most of the intensification phase of athletes. It allows you to keep building your muscles up, to increase tendon strength, while also getting the benefits of getting a stronger stretch reflex in a safe way. Because if you go down super fast, from the moment you start going down, you might accumulate so much force downward that you can have an injury. But by doing only the last quarter of the range of motion fast, you are still in control and you're not producing so much acceleration that you will run into trouble. So that is the perfect rep style for athletes who want to increase performance while also building muscle mass.